Class, by now you've gone through chapter 6, which is all about forecasting and projecting. And I know it's been difficult. I know we've gone through a lot of different techniques on Excel, but I'm actually going to show you yet another technique that Microsoft has added to the current version of Excel. Hopefully you have this version and you'll be able to do it. So what this does is it makes all the work that we've done on trending close to obsolete, because it's going to basically do everything for us automatically. It's going to detect the patterns automatically. It's going to do the calculations, and it's even going to give us a chart based on those calculations that you can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the problems that we did on chapter 6, but I'm going to do them using this technique, and you'll see how easy it is. This is extremely easy. So I'm going to start with the exponential smoothing problem. And this is what you do. Well, first of all, I have this one, as you can see, I have already done the chart over here. So we have in blue, we have the actual, and in red, I have the sales smoothing. So the way this works, you're going to select the periods and the data like this. All right, so I have my data selected. I'm going to go to data at the top, data, and then I'm going to go to forecast sheet right here, right? You're going to click on that, and you get this menu, and as you can see, it's almost already pretty much done. Just a few things that that you can play with here. First of all, the periods. You can forecast for any time, any number of periods. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you something. So here we just have weeks. Imagine these are years. Just going to do it just to show you, right? These were years. Change the data, select the data, go back up to forecast right here. And now you see how that changed. So you can control that right there. You can control the periods. You're going to click on options, and you're going to take a look here. What this allows you is it allows you to pick the point that you want the forecast to end and start, and you get to control all of those things. So in this case, the default is to start using the last piece of data, and in this case, it's going for 3 extra periods, 3 more years. And this is the trick right here. Okay, you're going to leave the seasonality on automatic. I think Excel does a great job. If you disagree with it, you can play with that. But personally, I think you can leave it as is. You're going to check this box. It's going to give you some statistics. And over here on the right, you get to tell Excel what you want to do when Excel finds a missing point or duplicates. You get to control that. The default, I find it to be perfect. So create. Excel automatically creates another, as you can see, another worksheet, another tab here. It has the original data. This is your original data. This is your original data. And then it has the new forecasted values for 2013, 2014, and 2015. It even gives you a max and a min, basically it's a max and a min. It gives you a confidence level at the 95% confidence level. It gives you the values for that. And as you can see, here's your chart. And up here is all your statistical data. So if you want to look at it, if you need it, it's right there. And there's your chart. So you have the values in blue, which are the values that you input. And then in red, you have your forecasted line with the true confidence, the upper confidence bound and the lower confidence bound. Now I'm going to show you the next one, which is the exponential, the trend projection. Same thing, you select the values. You go to forecast. And there you go. You want to forecast for longer than what we have here, 1, 2, 3 periods. You can make it as long as you want. Just keep clicking right here. Go to options again, just make sure that everything is include forecast statistics, click create. And again, you get that worksheet with all the numbers. Here's your original data. This is the forecasted data for each of the periods, upper bound, lower bound, and expected right along that line. Of course, once you have this chart, this is a chart that you can modify. You can add labels to it, right? You can do all of that. You can change the type of the different formats that Excel allows you to choose to pick from. You can control all of that. You can do anything you want. You can change the type of you can change the type if you don't think that's I don't think you're going to change the type. I think you're just going to change the format, but you can if you need to. All right. So now we're going to do seasonal with no trend. Now this is the one that is a little bit different, because here you have all of this data that you created to indicate that there is this, that we're looking at quarters. So there is a seasonality to it with no trend, but there is seasonality. You don't have to worry about that with this tool. All you do is you select your data. Like that. You gotta go to data, forecast, and there it is. And look at that. It already detected the seasonality at 4. Of course it is, because it's quarterly data. So it actually detected it for you. You didn't tell Excel that it was quarterly, and yet it knows it's quarterly. But again, if it's not quarterly, if for whatever reason it thought it was 3 periods, you would change that to 4. But it knows. Include your statistics, and boom, there it is. And there is your line. With seasonality, but no trend. Okay, you can see that it goes up and down, which is clearly a sign of seasonality, but there's no trend. It's not going up, it's not going down. And finally, seasonal with trend. We do the same thing. We're going to pick the periods and the data without worrying about the quarters and the periods, none of that stuff. You don't have to do any of this. Excel is going to do it for you. Hit the forecast. Boom, there it goes. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. It detected the seasonality to be at 2. But no, I believe it's 4. So I'm going to change it to 4. Okay. Everything else looks good. So you see what I did here, right? It was 2, and I selected 4 because there are 4 quarters. Click OK, and boom, there it is. And again, you can calculate your x-axis. You can put label. You can change that to year, to the actual year, the week, the day, whatever it is. Well, weeks and days wouldn't apply in this case because we have quarters, but you can pick any time interval. And that's it. That's how easy it is.